Hey everybody, my name is Amy and I work for REI. Usually I'm one of the people behind the camera, so being in front of it is one of the most uncomfortable things I could be doing. Thank you for bearing with me. But one of the most comfortable things I've done recently is put on these new pair of shoes. Buying any kind of specialty shoe online, like a running shoe, can be really tricky and intimidating. So today I'm going to show you how to size your feet properly at home, and I'll walk you through some of the most important features to consider when buying running shoes online. To get started, you need some things: a pen, piece of paper, and a ruler or a tape measure. Take your piece of paper and find a hard, flat surface to stand on. Make sure to wear the running socks that you would be running in. So I'm going to put my weight as evenly as I can on the foot I'm measuring and trace around it. Also make sure to measure both of your feet because quite often they are different sizes, and then take your measurements from the longest foot. Clearly not the artist in the family, but he is. Cute. So now I'm going to measure from the tip of, I can't tell if my second toe is longer than my big toe. It looks like it, but I'm going to measure from the tallest part of my foot to the bottommost part of my foot. Ooh, that one is longer. And then I'm also going to measure the width, the widest part of my foot. Got a bunion going in. It's affecting the width a little bit. Now, there are many size conversion charts online that you can find if you just do a search. I found one that has both length conversion and width conversion all in one, which is real handy. Okay, let's use this newfound knowledge to find some running shoes. So on REI.com, under women's running shoes, you'll see a lot of filters on the left-hand side. There's categories, best use, all sorts of things. I'm not going to cover all of those, but if you're like me and prefer really bright, colorful shoes, you might want to filter by color. Just know that by doing that, you're going to limit some of the more important features of a shoe, which I'm going to cover now. So the first thing to decide is what type of running you're going to be doing. Right now, I am mostly running on the road, so I'm going to choose women's road running shoes. At the top now, it's changed the filters that are available to me. It starts with best use, and you'll see that they're all running shoes. Women's road running shoes are best used for running. Who would have thought? Let's talk about running shoe support. Here you'll see neutral, stability, and motion control. These levels of support address the natural way our feet roll inward as they strike the ground, and that motion is called pronation. What is that word? We have other videos that will dive deeper into body mechanics and shoe technology. Just know that pronation is natural and everybody pronates to some degree. So how does pronation factor into actually choosing a shoe? A neutral support shoe allows you to run more naturally and is really the best option for most people, especially if you're just starting out. If you already know that you overpronate, then you might want to go with a stability shoe. Next, we can select how much cushioning we want in a shoe. We have barefoot, minimal, moderate, and maximum. This is really personal preference. The less cushioning you have in a shoe, the more you're going to feel the ground beneath you. It's a more tactile, nuanced experience. The more cushion there is, the more it's going to feel like you're running on clouds, give you a softer, springier experience. I do tend to wear a lot of cushiony shoes in my day-to-day runs. It's just, for me, easier on my legs. I kind of like that soft experience, especially when I'm doing a lot of road running. But when I'm racing, I do prefer a more minimalist shoe because I really like to feel the ground and feel every step. I'm going to pick a range of cushion options for now. How about moderate and maximum? The next filter that's really important is the heel to toe drop, which is listed in millimeters. This is the difference between the height at the heel to the height at the toe. A standard running shoe has a 10 millimeter drop or above. So the lower the drop, the more the shoe will promote a midfoot strike. Lower drop shoes can make your Achilles and calves work a little bit harder if they're not used to that. So if you're new to running, I do recommend a standard drop shoe. And if you really want to start running in a lower drop shoe, just probably transition a little bit more slowly, says the one with chronically tight calves. So I'm going to select both a 5 to 8 millimeter, which is a little bit lower than standard, and then also the 9 to 12, which is the standard shoe. Now, once I've chosen all my filters, not limiting it too much, but hitting those really important attributes. I really like to sort by best selling, which lets me know what shoes seem to be most popular among other customers like me. Lastly, it can be really helpful to use the compare feature. Under each shoe, there is a compare option. So I'm just gonna choose a couple shoes. And when I click compare, it adds it to a little pop-up box at the bottom of my screen. And then I'm just gonna click on compare. And this is great because it allows me to see all the specifications of each shoe side by side. So now I can even make an informed decision based on price, the weight of the shoe, what it's made out of, all sorts of things. So yes, there is a lot to consider when buying running shoes online. To buying running shoes not online, but I hope this video helps you navigate that process with just a little more confidence. A little. And just know that if you get a pair of shoes that don't work, you can always return them. Speaking of, I bought these a half size too big. Overconfidence in my case. Thank you for watching. And if there are any other videos about running that you would like to see, please let me know in the comments below. And in the meantime, I'm gonna return these and get the right size. You wanna be a star? You wanna be a star?